Title: The Effects of Pollution on Wildlife. Introduction. Pollution, in its various forms, has emerged as one of the greatest threats to wildlife and ecosystems worldwide. Human activities, such as industrialization, urbanization, and the use of harmful chemicals, have resulted in the release of pollutants into the environment. These pollutants, including air, water, and soil contaminants, have profound and detrimental effects on wildlife populations. In this article, we will explore the effects of pollution on wildlife, focusing on the impacts of air pollution, water pollution, and habitat degradation. Understanding and addressing these effects is crucial for the conservation and preservation of our planet's biodiversity. Air pollution and respiratory health. Air pollution, primarily caused by industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust, and the burning of fossil fuels, poses a significant threat to wildlife. Airborne pollutants, such as particulate matter, nitrogen oxides, sulfur dioxide, and volatile organic compounds, can have severe respiratory effects on animals. Birds, mammals, and even insects are vulnerable to inhaling these pollutants, resulting in respiratory diseases, reduced lung capacity, and impaired immune systems. Additionally, air pollution can lead to acid rain, which contaminates water bodies and disrupts aquatic ecosystems, affecting both terrestrial and aquatic wildlife. Water pollution and aquatic life. Water pollution, caused by the discharge of industrial waste, agricultural runoff, oil spills, and improper waste disposal, has devastating consequences for aquatic ecosystems and the wildlife that depends on them. Toxic chemicals, heavy metals, pesticides, and fertilizers contaminate water bodies, leading to reduced water quality and the destruction of habitats. Aquatic organisms, including fish, amphibians, reptiles, and invertebrates, are highly susceptible to these pollutants. They can suffer from impaired growth, reproductive disorders, genetic mutations, and increased mortality rates. Additionally, bioaccumulation of pollutants in the food chain can lead to negative impacts on predators, including birds and mammals, that rely on aquatic species as their main food source. Habitat degradation and loss. Pollution also contributes to habitat degradation and loss, which severely impacts wildlife populations. Habitat destruction occurs when pollution alters or destroys the natural features and resources that support diverse ecosystems. Industries, urban development, and improper waste disposal can result in the destruction of forests, wetlands, and other critical habitats. As a result, wildlife species lose their homes and are forced to adapt or relocate, often leading to population declines or even extinction. Habitat degradation due to pollution can also disrupt ecological processes, such as pollination and seed dispersal, further affecting the overall health and resilience of ecosystems. Chemical contamination and reproductive issues. Chemical pollutants, such as pesticides, herbicides, and industrial chemicals, have detrimental effects on wildlife reproduction. These chemicals can interfere with hormonal systems, leading to reproductive disorders, developmental abnormalities, and reduced fertility rates. Birds, for example, can be exposed to pesticides through contaminated insects, or by consuming seeds treated with these chemicals. This exposure can result in weakened eggshells, leading to reduced hatching success and population decline. Similarly, aquatic organisms, including fish and amphibians, can experience endocrine disruption, affecting their reproductive health and overall survival. Impact on migratory species. Pollution poses specific challenges for migratory species, which rely on multiple habitats along their migration routes. These species face increased exposure to pollutants as they encounter various sources of pollution throughout their journey. For example, birds migrating across continents may encounter contaminated water bodies or polluted air along their route. The cumulative effect of pollution can weaken these species, making them more vulnerable to diseases, reducing their reproductive success, and ultimately affecting their population size and distribution. Mitigating the effects of pollution on wildlife. Addressing the effects of pollution on wildlife requires collective action and a commitment to sustainable practices. Here are some key strategies. Environmental legislation and regulation. Governments should implement and enforce stringent environmental regulations to limit the release of pollutants into the environment. This includes setting emission standards for industries, promoting sustainable agricultural practices, and regulating the use of chemicals, pollution prevention and waste management. Promoting pollution prevention measures, such as the use of cleaner technologies and sustainable waste management practices, can help reduce the amount of pollution entering the environment. Recycling, proper disposal of hazardous waste, and encouraging the use of biodegradable products are crucial steps in minimizing pollution, conservation, and habitat restoration. Protecting and restoring habitats is vital for wildlife conservation. Preserving natural areas, creating wildlife sanctuaries, and implementing habitat restoration projects can help provide safe havens and suitable habitats for wildlife populations to thrive. Public awareness and education. Raising public awareness about the impacts of pollution on wildlife is essential. Education campaigns can help individuals understand the consequences of their actions and encourage them to adopt environmentally friendly practices in their daily lives. Collaboration and international cooperation. Pollution knows no borders, and addressing its effects on wildlife requires international collaboration. Governments, organizations, and communities should work together to share knowledge, resources, and best practices to mitigate pollution and protect wildlife on a global scale. Conclusion: the effects of pollution on wildlife are profound and far-reaching, threatening the delicate balance of ecosystems and the biodiversity that sustains life on our planet. Air pollution, water pollution, habitat degradation, and chemical contamination all contribute to the decline of wildlife populations, disrupt ecological processes, and jeopardize the health and resilience of ecosystems. It is crucial that we recognize the urgent need to address pollution and its impacts on wildlife through the implementation of environmental regulations, sustainable practices, and habitat conservation efforts. By reducing pollutant emissions, promoting responsible waste management, and raising public awareness, we can mitigate the effects of pollution on wildlife populations. Collaboration among governments, organizations, and individuals is essential for effective pollution control and the preservation of our natural heritage. Protecting the welfare of wildlife is not only an ethical responsibility, but also essential for maintaining the health and balance of our ecosystems. Through concerted efforts, we can safeguard wildlife from the detrimental effects of pollution and ensure a sustainable future for both wildlife and humanity.